What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the yellow color, playing as Isis. His name is Joe. Their partners, or his partners today, in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Scardian. In the purple color, playing as Ra. His name is Fox. Together they make Team DoD. Their opponents today in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is Squash. Playing as Hades. His name is Player. And finally, playing as Ra. His name is Gold Lion. Together they make the Team Fade 2. This is currently game number 3 of the Grand Finals for the Phoenix Reborn Clan Championship. Fade 2 are on game point. DoD loses this game and they are out of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. Out. Gone. Gornskis. Gornskis. That's the technical term that we use in Australia. So DoD have got to do everything that they possibly can here to find a win. As we'll see how this game is going to eventuate here, as Joe is unfortunately not controlling his labourer here. He walks all the way back to his town centre and back again. That's a unfortunate thing that can end up happening in these situations here, as we see the villagers grabbing this elk, and we are on the map Alfheim. And what Alfheim means is, generally speaking, not a whole lot of hunt here. So the differences in this team composition, I'm very surprised to see this by Team Fade 2. So first and foremost, we see Hades here as players' god of choice. No Zeus, no Poseidon. He's going for Hades as the Greek. The other two players on this team are going for Egyptians here. Isis and Ra. Both teams going Isis and Ra on this Alfheim map. For what purpose, I do not know. Obviously, Ra here, a very, very strong pick on Alfheim. We've seen it working very nicely, but playing Isis here, what's the real game plan? You get yourself monument protection, which is going to be a really, really big deal. You get yourself Ancestors Eclipse, which is another really, really big deal. Or you can go for the Hathor game plan here, where you're trying to play for the late game for those really big upgrade advantages here, as Joe's going to be dropping his monument on that location, getting all the villagers over here. We do see Guy's Book of Knowledge over on that position there. Not going to be that useful, but Joe's going to be lucky finding that hunt there. So too does Squash find his hunt, and he does find himself the Sistrum of Bast here, ladies and gentlemen. That is an extra or a reduction from 50 food down to 45 food for his villager production, which is a really, really big advantage going forward. Kind of. I mean, if you think about exactly what it is, if you're on one town center, it is worth roughly 20 food a minute. If you're on 2 town centers, it's worth roughly 40 food a minute. And 3 town centers is 60 food a minute. So it is a big deal if you have a lot of town centers. So you can find some advantages where that's concerned. We do have the Birds of Kick Everything here, but no Loki players, so not that big of a deal. Girdle for Polity here, an extra 5% Toxotes, Chariot Archer, Throw an Axeman, Archer, hit points here, or Arcus hit points there. So that's a big one there for the Hades player to get for sure. That's going to be doubling up on that Hades benefit as we check in some more relics. We've got the Eye of Horus here. That's a huge relic. Have to grab that one really, really early. And finally, down this bottom here, we do have the Thundercloud Shawl, a minus 5% human and Atlantean hero Pierce hit points, and finally the Armor of Achilles here, Hack Vulnerability. As we do see the Poseidon of Scardi, he's going up through Hermes here. I am interested to see if Scardi's going to decide to go for a fast 3 town center here. Same 2 for player. The Egyptian players, on the other hand, I would be fairly surprised if we didn't see fast 3 town centers on this map, but we'll see how things are going to eventuate here, as we see Bast coming through for Squash. Still no advance time just yet from Joe, but he's going to be going up now, bringing all of his villagers back over onto this gold mine. There are several different ways you can approach this Isis versus Ra kind of matchup, because you've kind of got the weird, it's not quite a mirror matchup, but they're flipped. They're effectively Ancestors Eclipse on your opponent's main base here with Isis straight away. So you go 1 town center fast heroic, Ancestors Eclipse, and then you can grab 3 town centers and find yourself actually getting in front of the Ra player ever so slightly as one option. But generally speaking, the best way to play is just to get yourself the 3 town centers and go from there, as we are seeing Joe casting Prosperity and Squash deciding not to. But that does give away that effectively does give away that Joe wants to grab himself 3 town centers here, or 2 extra town centers here. As there's the town center coming up for Scotty. We'll see how it's going to go, as he's not getting another town center just yet. He's got 4 villages on the gold mine over here, and a handful of villages on the wood, so it doesn't really look like a fast 3 town center just yet. As Fox is grabbing his own second town center over here, we see Goldline just about to hit the next age. A very, very late advance time by Goldline, but this does effectively give away that he's going 3 town centers himself here in this game. The big question is going to be, does Joe even have enough food here on the map to make his way to the heroic age while getting himself this town center and this one over here? I need to see this, if Joe's actually doing this or not. He's got himself 700 gold in the bank, so at this point he just needs the food to get that 3rd town center up, if that's what he wants to do. As we see, the town center is up for Squash. Grabbing this hunt over here is beautiful for him. As the Fox Rain getting dropped down, armories coming through. We've got ourselves already a handful of farms, 11 farms here. We see the town center coming up over on this position, as now Scardy is pushing in over here, trying to harass players, villagers here. He looks like he will be able to pick off one villager. Beautiful play there by Scardy. Beautiful path blocking there as well, but the center will end up getting taken down, as this town center is going to be going up. No problems where that's concerned. Scardy eating up those Aurochs over here. This town center looks like it wants to be grabbed as well for player in the near future as well going forward. And there's the town center is up. And town center over here is coming through, eating this bear over on this position. It looks like Joe hasn't actually found his Aurochs on this in this map here, so he's going to have just a little bit of a trouble here. I think the Aurochs must be in the bottom corner. Yep, there they are. So you have to walk over there if he wants to grab them. So a bit of an advantage for Squash coming forward, as the farms starting to get dropped down by Goldline, as Goldline's getting himself, or has already got himself, his 3rd town center over here, dropping all those farms down as well. Town center just about to get up for Joe over here. Moving forward, as players going to be trying to push in and harass Scardy off of this food over here. Doesn't quite have himself well, his heroes just yet, but now he gets his Hippolyta out. Going to be trying to take down this Minotaur incredibly fast, and in fact will be able to do so. The village is going to be getting pulled off of the hunting party there to try and take down that Chiron, as the Ajax comes through here. We see the units simply just going to keep on keeping on, trying to take out the Ajax and everything else, as the harass is coming through here onto this position. We do see the Chiron starting to get taken down, as this villager does get harassed. Scardy not pulling back just yet. There's the rain getting thrown down there by Goldline. That's going to be a big help for Fox's economy here. But Fox is only 2 town centers, whereas Squash is now 3 town centers. He's going to have a ton of economy moving forward in this game. However, going 3 town centers here means no real ability to really hurt the Ra player. And with the Ra player here, with Fox getting to the heroic age first, he can actually drop 2 markets down straight away and spam trade and actually have a bigger economy than Squash is going to have in this game if he wants to go that direction here. As walls starting to come up, stables getting dropped down here. 3rd town center on the way now for Scardy, as player is also equally putting his 3rd town center up. We see the villagers continuously moving over here, trying to eat all of this hunt. And FTs is coming through for Squash, as he's in a really good position, still not eating those Auroch in the bottom corner there. As the farms are starting to come up for Joe, he's going to have a very tough time getting through in this game. But luckily, he's got not much to really worry about moving forward, as we do see a villager getting taken down there. There is this priest over here ready to defend that one, and we do see a cheeky locust getting dropped there. 2 villagers getting taken down, as the villagers going to be retreating back. Not the best of locusts there, as we do see a monument to the soldiers on this position, as the Rock's still searching around looking for something to take out here, as that Sphinx is going to start getting targeted down, as the villagers moving over here onto this lumber camp there to deal with that one moving forward here, as Fox trying to move in onto these villages, getting a little bit of harass here, left, right, and center, as the Prosperity does get cast here onto this location. Fox looking for some sort of a raid or something going forward. The market just about to pop for Fox, so we'll see if he's going to be pumping those out, or exactly what his plan is moving forward. I'm a little bit concerned about this monument placement here for Squash, because that town center seems to me to be very much in the open for some sort of tornado here or something like that, or an earthquake or something like that there, as the Migdal stronghold is going to be coming up. The Scorpion men coming through here. The villagers pulling back behind that wall nicely here as more of these cavalry are going to be coming in. Imagine, or obviously they can't use the locust on this position because of the monument to the villagers there, but just imagine if you could have. To do see Skadi now coming in onto this position, brings his hero in here to try and take down those Scorpion men here as the Sphinx here getting involved, going to be able to take down the Wadjet, and it does look like that Migdal stronghold will end up getting up there for Squash, as the looks like the Wadjet does manage to survive there. A little bit surprised about that, as more walls coming down, and we do see Joe now advancing to the heroic age through Hathor, dropping his houses down now. A very late advance time, but going through Hathor is going to be playing very much for that late game there, as the monument to the soldiers is up on this position here, as we've already got the heroic age in for gold line. He's pumping out units left, right, and center. He's making himself his Wadjet, his Batsukos, and everything else there, as the walls are going to be is going to be getting taken down here, as we see the villagers roaming forward, going to try and grab this town center. Now we do have to remember that Ancestors Eclipse is a possibility here for Squash. He went Bast, he went Nephthys, so he's going to be able to utilize that to push in onto this town center and potentially kill that moving forward here. So DoD have to defend that as best as he possibly can here. As we see the Scorpion men here getting a little bit of harass here, but it looks like the micro too good by Squash, going to pull that one back, possibly just heal that back up. No problems there, as this town center is attempting to get thrown up. You have to distract this one away, because that town center needs to come up here for Fox, as we see the units now starting to push in. Will we see an Ancestors Eclipse coming through here or not? Looks like not going to be going for it just yet, as Fox gets his town center up. No problems here. F2 going to be retreating back ever so slightly on this position, as now we're going to start seeing the raids coming through onto this spot over here. We do see the Migdal stronghold is up. Villagers will have to move over here to defend. We do see a handful of mercenary getting produced here to defend this one here, as the mercenary comes straight over here to take out this location. We see the priest coming through here to try and target down those Batsukos, as they are retreating back. And we'll see how this is all going to go for Joe, as Joe is attempting to play a losing game against Goldline, in all honesty. Ra's got the bigger economy, but Joe is playing the economic game here. He's got his farm set up. Let's check out the economic upgrades. He's got himself no irrigation just yet, and no shaft mine. And you compare that to Goldline, who's got himself quarry already, and irrigation is on the way. Bowsaw is coming through. He's getting all of the technologies in this game here. As we see the siege works coming through here on this position, as well as more siege works coming down for Fox, as he's realizing he needs to get an army sorted fast to defend this impending aggression that's going to be coming through for Squash. And I love this. Squash just goes pure chariots here, and he can utilize the army of Skadi, sorry, not Skadi, of Player here, to defend him with those Hippocons. So it can be a really, really big archer-based army here for Squash, with the meat shield of the Greek here to help him help keep his chariot archers alive in this game as the siege tower is moving through. Will we see that Ancestors Eclipse getting dropped? There is a ceasefire available, so you still have to be really careful with when you click Ancestors Eclipse, and you have to click it really, really fast. Skadi has lightning reflexes, so he will be able to some of the time get an Ancestors Eclipse ceasefire. Pretty sure he got one against Joe at some point in a situation there. As the army pulling back over here, we do see that it looks like Joe has defended here. He's going mass Patsukos here to hold this location, which is really, really smart. He's in a completely fine position here. Everyone is incredibly well set up here. Nice snipe there on that Minotaur, as Fox is going to be ever so slightly retreating back here. So Hippocon pulling back onto this position as well. As will we see that Ancestors Eclipse getting dropped down? Surely it gets past here, as Osiris is on the way. The longer you wait, the worse it is. As there's the Ancestors Eclipse, the army going to be pulling back here. We've got ourselves 2 siege towers only, and I'm sure we can see some mercenary get created here, as the army simply just going to pull back in onto this position, try and defend. We've got a handful of priests here. We've also got the heroes in. We'll see if this is going to be a problem for Fox or not, as the army of Squash and Player are very, very angry here, trying to push in and get a huge amount of advantage moving forward. Thoth actually coming through for Squash here, as well, as Squash doesn't even care about the Osiris moving forward. He's going Thoth, ladies and gentlemen. What is the plan with Thoth here? He's obviously going to want Book of Thoth here to get his economy really put together, but Meteor on this position is really going to help continue the pressure moving forward here. We'll see if that's going to be something that works here. There is still a ceasefire remaining over here as Joe's just hanging back here with his units. We do see this Rock sitting over on this position here, wanting to drop 4 siege towers here, but the Rock is getting targeted down as the Rock gets killed. The siege towers barely drop here as the Migdol stronghold is going to get taken down. There's no real defense here for these siege towers except for villagers. The villagers going to come over there to defend that location. There's the Son of Osiris. No ceasefire needs to get clicked here as F2 have to pull back, but I'm scared right now for Squash moving forward. Going Thoth in this position when he could have gone Osiris, really going to be an interesting decision there. As we'll see how it's all going to go as we do see the Son of Osiris is through now for Joe. Going to start shanking down those siege towers as they're trying to push through here. Both players have their own Son of Osiris. We do see that town center is immediately targeting down the enemy town center over here as we do see the restoration onto this position over here, trying to hold against the push that's coming forward here. That Son of Osiris is still doing max damage done. The Thoth is in. Will we see that Meteor getting clicked down onto Joe's town center over here? It seems like it makes the most sense here as we see the Phoenix coming through. Joe going to be clicking himself Eclipse here to defend against this one, keeping his mummy alive as that town center needs a little bit of support here. The Son of Osiris still in the back. We're seeing the Chariot Archers pushing forward here, trying to defend this one. We do see heavy chariots apiece here as the Son of Osiris trying to push in, getting so much damage done. How is that Son of Osiris still full HP, sitting that far, that close in this army? Is the Mercenary going to start pushing in onto this position? The town center getting closer and closer to falling down as the town center does not go down. The catapult does get picked off there. More catapult going to be rolling through. Starting to see towers getting dropped now by Gold Lion as Joe is desperately trying to hold over here. As we do see the Son of Osiris does manage to snipe down that Phoenix there as the Chariot Archer is trying to take out that, trying to take down that Son of Osiris. Not managing to do so. Nice marker by Scardy to distract over there. As meanwhile, in the middle of this map here, we're starting to see player trying to sneak through here with side builds. He's got units over here as well, trying to do everything that he possibly can to find little bits of advantage moving forward. As we do see the Nebian line does get taken down here as the army of Joe starting to push forward, going to attempt to chase that Son of Osiris back. As the Son of Osiris does retreat back, we see the siege tower able to take down the the tower there. As the Rock is in for Joe. What's the plan moving forward? Book of Thoth coming through now for Squash. He's got a ton of economy in this game. He's going to have the upgrades to come in onto his Migdol stronghold as well to make those Chariot Archers train incredibly fast. Did he actually get it already? No, he hasn't got Valley of the King just yet. Very, very rare technology to see, but it's incredibly strong as we see that Rock getting targeted down. Nice marker there by Gold Line, keeping his units alive there as we do see a Meteor getting dropped onto this location. Will it kill the town center? As it does kill the town center. 3 immediate bombs onto that town center. Managed to take that one down. We might have to see a ceasefire here for Team DoD moving forward here. We'll see the villagers coming back. We do have this priest on this location here for Fox, as it looks like Fox able to hold here for the time being. The Mercenary getting cleaned up here as well, as Joe is ever so slightly making room or ground on this location. Will he be able to drop more towers over here and start really securing this location or not? As the Son of Osiris getting pushed back here, getting lower and lower in the HP. Nice marker there by Joe. Gets that Son of Osiris right to the back of the army here, trying to push through. See catapults coming through. Will we get those towers up? Is there enough economy over here? The town center is back up for Fox as the villagers try and push through here for player, trying to get some sort of a defensive position over here, but not able to quite get it as the Fox Son of Osiris does pull back. Nice spot there for him as the catapult trying to take down this fortress over here. As the big thing still remaining in this game is the fact that player has Underworld. And look at this. Oh, we see a bit of a locust on this position over here trying to take down some villagers, but look at this. Player's ready. He's got 2 Hippocon in this corner, ready for an Underworld of some variety here. The units are in the catapult to here for Squash as well, as both players can just decide to move over there and cause max amounts of havoc going forward here. As we see the Colossus in, starting to take down these units. The Son of Osiris pulls back yet again and keep away from the enemy units. He can take down that Colossus really, really quickly here as well. As Joe's still trying to push in over here, but he's not quite able to get in onto this position just yet. He needs towers. He needs some sort of position set up. As look at that trade route is absolutely beautiful for everyone really, but Joe's is beautiful. So too is, look at that squash market placement there. How much gold is he getting? 228 gold here as the catapult's trying to push through over here. It looks like they're all going to get cleaned up because there's no defensive position for them to be in. Nice play there by DoD as the tower's getting thrown down on this position. Catapult's rolling forward, trying to find some way in onto this spot here. Fox is sitting very close in score to Squash, but Squash's score is gigantic, and a lot of this is coming down to the Book of Thoth here. You get Book of Thoth, you get Flood Control, you get Adds of Wet, you get Sacred Cats. All of these technologies combined to actually allow, with the extra 9 population, to actually allow ISIS to have a better economy than Ra in the late game here. And Squash is showing exactly that in this game here. As Scardy going to start trying to drop some towers over on this position to defend here. We are seeing that a little bit of a lull happening on the bottom side of the map. Got Lion and Joe still incredibly close moving forward here, as basically both these players just need to get their economies sorted, get their upgrades down. We see Ballaster Towers actually already coming through for Squash, as Squash's economy is just out of this world here. Now we do have to also remember there is a ceasefire and there is still a shifting sands for both Gold Lion, Fox, Scardy, and there is also a Locust and an Underworld tier for F2. So F2 have got a lot of options here. As we look at this Gold Lion Rock here coming forward. We see him dropping his catapult in onto this position. Going to be going straight after that Migdal Stronghold. There is the Son of Osiris that can come through and actually take this out if he so chooses. Look at this Son of Osiris roaming forward. Gets tons of damage done onto these catapults here if he can actually utilize the this Son of Osiris to actually hit this. But it looks like Gold Lion might actually be focusing down the Son of Osiris there, as we get just a little bit of lag here, as it usually wouldn't be an Age Mythology without just a touch of lag moving forward in this game. And we are back. Ready to go, as we had a little bit of technical difficulties there, but everyone seems to have sorted it out right now, as player is still threatening this position impeccably. This is going to be a really big key point here for DoD to defend here, as we are seeing the fortress coming up for Scardy, who's actually in a lot of trouble here. He's having a very weak economy for whichever reason here, as Fox is trying to push through. It looks like all those catapults did end up getting taken down. The Son of Osiris, 12 HP remaining, as Squash does decide to click up to the Titan Age here. He's got himself 3 monuments here on the front. Ballaster Towers coming down over here for Squash to hold that position over here, as player is just about set up on this spot here, which is going to be really tough to deal with here moving forward. We do have some catapults over here which can move through, can take down the walls here, as well as we see the Metropolis coming through here to take this down, as well as the fortress does get cleaned up. But Fox's town center in a big problem here, and look at this, the rock raids starting to come in. Not only are they rock raids coming through here, but the villagers are going to be dropping the guard towers here. Not only that, there's the Locust getting thrown down. The Gold Lion has been holding on to. Gold Lion's catapult raid paying off in absolute amazing fashion here, as the Hippocon coming through here. We do still have a ceasefire remaining though for Scardy, so he can use that if he so chooses here. We'll see how that's all going to go, as the rock's going to be retreating away. The villager's going to come over here as well to drop on that position. Meanwhile, we see the catapults pushing forward here for Joe. He's going to be able to start taking down this town center. He still needs to drop some towers over here and everything else, as you do see the rock is coming back over onto this position to potentially drop here and try and take out these catapult or something else like that here. As the ceasefire does end up coming in there, as Scardy, as player drops the Underworld Passage. Not only that, we do see the Titan Gate getting dropped here for Squash, as another monument coming down for Squash over here. Let's check out Squash's actual chariot arches in this game. He still doesn't have himself the Valley of the Kings here. Instead, we're seeing some walls getting thrown down by Fox. He's like, no, let me deal with this as best as I possibly can. This position over here has been held, but there needs to be some sort of way to defend this for Scardy. He's sending his units over here. We've got the military academies getting dropped everywhere by player, as he's unrelenting here. He says, you've ceasefired. I'm going to wall this in. Not only am I going to... he's walled this in, and he's now trapped the cavalry behind this, and those those Heliopoli are going to clean this town center up nearly immediately, as we see temples going down over here, archery ranges coming over here, as the buildings are just getting shot up literally everywhere for player. He is all over this portion of the map, and Scardy is in a really, really difficult position moving forward. The villagers not even repairing this one here as that gets taken down. Not only that, we see some villagers getting onto this position, dropping walls over here as DoD is in a really tough position. Titan Gate getting dropped over here as well, as towers trying to get up over here, as this town center is getting held beautifully here. That Son of Osiris is still there to just empower that if it needs to. Meanwhile, more Heliopoli coming in onto this position, and we see a wonder getting dropped by Squash. Squash is leaving nothing to chance in this game. 24 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, Squash is getting a wonder. He pulls off of the Titan Gate with literally all those villagers coming over here, and everyone converging on this position to try and defend this as well, as it looks like player his pressure has been relatively thwarted here, but is it going to be enough, as this wonder going up incredibly fast? There is next to no way that the DoD can chase this one, as you have the Pharaoh empowering this. You got tons of villagers here for Squash throwing this one up, and Squash is just throwing up towers literally everywhere here, as it'll be a really, really long time for Fox to push through this one, as the catapult's just raining fire from Squash here, and is able to hold this beautifully. Meanwhile, Joe getting closer and closer to being able to push through here and taking this town center down. But are we seeing that Scardy is able to hold over here or not, is the big question. Now we're starting to see Gastrafidi coming in onto this town center here, going to be attempted to take down Fox's back town center, as player is just having a field day in this game, just enjoying this position that he's managed to get with these buildings all over the place. More temples getting thrown down as player is just literally everywhere over there. Not only that, this wall over here with the towers and everything coming onto this position, we do see the trade route has been fixed up, but this pressure is still mounting here as the DoD Joe does manage to get through this location over here. Drops the Migdal stronghold, going after the towers as well here, as it's very, very close. Very, very, very tense game, and we see the wonder is up here for Squash. The Sphinx sitting on top of his throne here, saying this is what's going to happen, and we also see a lighthouse getting dropped by Squash. That's absolutely hilarious. Titan Gate now starting to come down for Joe. Not only that, we do see the wonder getting dropped by Joe as well, as both players realizing if we're going to have to kill that wonder, but not only kill that wonder, but also get our own Titan Gate up and kill off the enemy wonder over here. So we'll see how that's going to go. There are rocks here. We've got 2 rocks. We've got shifting sands. We've got everything that you might need to take down a wonder here is available for DoD. So this game is far from over. However, player is so absurdly far in front now of Sky. Look at the difference in score, but the problem isn't even the score. It's just the fact that he's in this position. He's literally everywhere here. He's going to be hitting this town center as well to boot here, as the army does manage to get through. We'll take down those villagers here. We are still seeing that Fox is trying to defend over here. He loses the town center though, as the catapult's still managing to push through here. Fox losing his Migdal stronghold as well, as the Spearman trying to break through into this position. The Titan Gate is going to be coming down here as well, as Squash's Titan does end up finishing up on this position over here as well. And we'll see how things are going to be going here, as we do see the Titan is through for both F2 players, as another wonder is getting thrown down by Gold Lion, leaving literally nothing to chance here, as DoD decide in the 27th minute, 33rd second of this game, that there is no point in trying anymore. Player is way, 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 way too far in front here. Gets the underworld in, gets so much damage done. He's literally just infesting this area with buildings everywhere. And Scardy just could not get back and defend this one, even with all the Hetairoi out in the world. He's just going to be falling here ever so slightly. And Fox losing on this position here as well against Squash. Squash showing something so interesting in this game. He showed here that you can go Thoth as Isis against Ra, utilizing Book of Thoth. You can have such a ridiculous economic advantage over the Ra player. I mean, if you take a look at the post game here economically here, we do see some resources were attributed as well by Squash and Goldline, potentially over to Player here to help him out with the with that pressure there. But all resources total, and you take a look at Squash and compare him to the Ra players on this game, and Squash is just, how is he that far in front? How is he? He's got less villages than Goldline. He's got, I mean, he's got more villages than Fox here, but he's just so insanely far in front. If we check out the team stats here, F2 just motoring in front, and DoD just could not make it work here in this game. A straight sweep in the grand finals here, ladies and gentlemen. A huge congratulations to F2 here for an immaculate tournament here, an immaculate run. They did lose, they did drop one series to UCA throughout this entire tournament, but with that extra lifeline, they managed to stay in it, come back, take UCA out in the rematch, and then able to finish off DoD in this finals. I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic game here, fantastic tournament. It was really, really fun here. If you guys enjoyed these team game tournaments, definitely let me know, and we'll try and host more in the future. It's a lot of work for everyone involved. The players, huge thanks to them for putting all the effort in. I must say, the more that we do these tournaments, the more professional these players are being in their organizational skills. Everyone gets in and it's like, yeah, we want to play this tournament. We're signing up because we want to play it and we want to put the effort into making it work. And more credit to them to make that work. All credit goes to them to make that work. I don't know what else to say. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. We'll do more tournaments in the future. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button to see all the action coming. And I'll see you guys in the next one.